Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fantastic show called The Huggy Show. I hope everyone's doing fantastic. I hope everyone is having a good first day back. Um, and I hope everyone had a happy and safe New Year's. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've all been in toxic workplaces. We've all had people that have been unscrupulous to us, try to use us to get something karmic, and in return, you could get all the raises you want, all of the money you want. All you have to do is just put out. Some people do it with hesitance. Some people act like the hoes that they are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in the land of Fox Sports, there comes a woman who just decided to bring in the new year with chaos. Uh, there were a lot of people that were named in the suit. Shannon, Sharpe, Skip Bayless, and Joy Taylor. Oh, we're gonna have a good one for you guys. Fantastic one. So let's jump right into the kookiness, shall we? That's not it, but let's hit the slideshow. 1 second. Fantastic. I don't. Okay, good. Cool. Oh, few things I wanted to have you guys see. So, if you guys notice, on top is a new donation goal. So what I ended up doing was, since we made like 348 for the second goal, what I did was I subtracted what the goal was from what we made, and that's how I got 202. Since the other goal was gonna end like yesterday, so I made a new goal, and the goal for this whole year would be Black Ops 6 and books. So that's one change. So if you guys happen to wonder why is Huggy's donation goal not filled up, that's why. I just minused out what was made on the second thing versus the total. That's how I got the total. And yes. Let us go. Oh no. Where are you? Okay. So this is it is Nourish Fajwa versus Fox Sports. And this is how it's listed. Oracle 1. For over a decade, since 2012, Ms. Faraji was forced to endure misogynistic, racist, and ableist workplace where executives and talent were allowed to physically and verbally abuse workers with impunity. When Ms. Faraja and others came forward to report the wrongdoing, instead of addressing their concerns, Fox retaliated against them, while the perpetrators and those who protected them and explicitly promoted. The case does represent yet another in a long line of cases chronicling the toxic culture at Fox, marked by bad faith, promises, and repeated failures to address a poisonous and entrenched patriarchy. Ms. Raja also brought forth an action on behalf of herself and Fox's current and former non-exempt hourly employees employed in California class members beginning 4 years prior to the filing of this complaint and ending on the date as determined by the court, the class period. Specifically, during the class period, Fox had consistent policy and or practice of 1. Failing to pay employees all minimum wages. Article 2. Um, failure, failing to pay employees all overtime wages. Article 3. Failing to reimburse employees for business expenses. 4. Failing to pay all wages upon separation. And 5. Knowingly and intentionally failing to furnish accurate itemized wage statements. As a result of all above labor code violations, Fox committed unfair, unlawful, and fraudulent businesses practices in violation of California's unfair competition law, UCL. The lawsuit describes a disturbing pattern behavior, including sexual battery, propositions for sex, and toxic and demeaning conduct. It also alleges that Fox executives turned a blind eye on this misconduct. So these are the defendants. There's a Charles Dixon. So Charles Dixon is one of the higher ups of Fox. He's in charge of content. Joy Taylor, whose brother was a player for the Dolphins back in the 2000s, only mentioned was Emmanuel Acho. He's very important in this. Skip Bayless, who's married. He'll get to him. And Noushin Faraji. And the other defendant is Fox Sports. Noushin Faraji. Noushin Faraji, a hairstylist, has filed a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and the creation of a hostile work environment against Fox Sports commentators Skip Bayless, Fox Sports, Fox Corporation, Fox Sports EVP Charles Dixon, that's who he is, EVP, of FS1 host Joy Taylor. The lawsuit has 14 counts, including sexual battery. It claims that Bayless engaged in unwanted physical content. Proposition Faraji for sex and offer her $1.5 million in exchange for sexual favors. The law also alleges that a perverse culture of harassment and intimidation exists in the set of Bayless' show, Undisputed, and that Fox executives ignore the misconduct. In total, there are Charles Dixon. He is the executive vice president of content for FS1. Fox's flagship multi-sports national network, overseeing all content and production on the network. Mr. Dixon was, in July 2016, the very first significant hiring of former Fox Sports president Jamie Horowitz, Mr. Horowitz, who was terminated from Fox due to reports of sexual harassment. So, Jamie got kicked for sexual harassment, and yet this man out here being a gooner. At all relevant times, Mr. Dixon was an agent of Fox and had authority to make decisions impacting Ms. Faraji's employment. Dixon is accused of approaching Faraji at a birthday party in 2017, putting her arm on her lower back and moving his hand lower and lower, rubbing her body and grabbing her buttocks. He also accused of giving Joy Taylor the TV show Undisputed as a reward for having sex with him. Charlie Dixon looks like that nerd or that really creepy coach that be staring at the fucking seniors in high school, be like, yeah, I can't wait, yeah, type of thing. Skip Bayless. Oh boy, Skip Bayless was someone I grew up with when he was on these debate shows on ESPN. He was on Cold Pizza back in the 20,000, not 20,000, in the 2000s. Then he got his own show called First Take, where it really took off when he had his partner Stephen A. Smith. They ran that for a while, and then Skip ran to Fox Sports 1. He took Shannon Sharpe, decorating Undisputed. Skip Bayless has really interesting trolly sports takes. Like LeBron is the frozen one. Uh, he's a Cowboys fan. Like he just says things to get people want to click on the TV and yell at the TV. He understood how to troll. And there are and most times his trolling got to the ears of the athletes, and they just were so sick of his bullshit that they performed in spite of him, which is weird. He's an old man. That's it's like the equivalent of him being on the porch and just critiquing every little thing you do. But he's an old man. What can you do? You can't hit him. You can't yell at him. He's just old. But he was making bank, my guy. Anyways, Skip Bayless is a sports columnist, commentator, and television personality who worked at Fox on the show Skip and Shannon Undisputed from 2016 to August 2024. In March 2021, Mr. Bayless signed a 4-year, $32 million contract with Fox. At all relevant times, Mr. Bayless was an agent of Fox and had authority to make decisions impacting Mr. Faraji's employment. Bayless, who had been married since 2016, is accused of pursuing Faraji for years and commenting that he could change her life if they had sex. I mean, yeah, life could change, but not for her, but for him. I highly doubt that old man could handle a young thoroughbred like her. Also, he might break a hip. Yeah. In 2021, Faraji had a cancer scare and confided in Bayless, which is the wrong thing you should do. Never confide in your coworkers. They could use this against you. The document says, uh, uh, the document says in hopes that he would stop pursuing her. So, so she was so desperate for the old man to leave her alone that he confided in a cancer scare, hoping that he would leave her alone. Bro, there are men out there that would not care if you got dirty coochie. It doesn't matter if you got caught, killing 15 homeless men. They don't care. If you looking good, they ignore that shit just for the pussy. And Skip is no better. He's a Christian man. I mean, and he wears his faith. He's very faithful man. But I don't know if you are out there asking a hairstylist for sex when you are married and you believe in Christ. I don't know what cancer scare can do. You would figure God's wrath would be a deterrent, but not when pussy's involved. Let us. I want to also point this out. This is the same man who accused a Fox commentator, Troy Aikman, of being gay in his book. In his book, Troy hates this man. Troy Aikman wants to punch him in the. So there's no decency. There's nothing that's nothing but Skip says. Oh, he's a decent man. I mean, with these accusations, I don't know, man. Instead, Mr. Bayless told her that he wanted to be with her. The documents continue. Mr. Faraji padding and began began rambling that there were cameras everywhere, that she has a child and she doesn't want him. Mr. Bayless then grabbed her hands, began kissing them, and offered her $1.5 million to have sex. Miss Faraji made an excuse to leave. A week later, the documents continue. Bayless made another advance and allegedly asked Faraji, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have three or four wives?" Faraji notes in the filing that her father is dead. Jesus Christ. There are times where you have to let things air out. You gotta like let shit breathe. You know what I mean? You know there's two truths. There's two sides in the truth. But if if this is fabricated against Skip, this is the greatest fabrication ever. Who in their right? Like, I don't know how anyone would lie on someone saying that they said, "Doesn't your dad have three or four wives? Aren't you Muslim?" Don't you? Like, that's like on some. Like, if you really framing this, if you really framing Skip on some bullshit, bro, that's like. You really got pulled something out of your ass for that one. But that's what if that is true. If he allegedly said this is crazy. That's just. Oh, you. What does that have to do with anything? You're not gonna marry the bitch. And also, like if this is true, wouldn't. But he's married. You're not Muslim. You can't have another wife. I mean, technically you can if you're a polygamist, but again, you are not. You're too old to be having multiple wives, bro. Viagra is not your friend. And if there is more findings to the court proceedings that that Skip's chick is into this, I'm over it. That's crazy, my guy. This is Joy Taylor. Wait, before I continue, I need to make sure everyone is here. Perfect. Perfect. Just keeping track of you lovely people. Hi, hi, hi. Uh, actually, let me. Can I take this off for now? Okay. Perfect. Joy Taylor is a media personality, a television host for Fox. She co-hosts the show Speak on FS1. At all relevant times, Miss Taylor was an agent of Fox and had authority to make decisions impacting Faraji's employment. Accused of sleeping with co-defendant Charlie Dixon, next NFL star Emmanuel Acho to advance her career, allegedly schemed to protect her job at the network by fabricating a sexual misconduct allegation against Dixon, a Fox Sports executive vice president in charge of talent. Quote, once Ms. Dixon was no longer useful to Taylor, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. Reads parts of the lawsuit. Taylor, who Faraji worked with for sports show Speak, is accused of targeting Faraji due to her ethnicity and disability. In 2023, the documents claim the treatment reached a breaking point as Miss Taylor began openly mocking Miss Faraji's English and complaining about Miss Faraji's humming, an involuntary subconscious coping mechanism for her diagnosed PTSD. Bro, if you why would you shit on a hairstylist while you're running around fucking everything that moves? Like, really? Why? Why? Like, why are you bullying them? Why are you bullying a hairstylist? This woman is now fucking calling you out for being a hoe. And if the allegations are true, you're bringing them two happy marriages. because Joy wanted to be a fucking bitch about the shit. And here I thought women were supposed to be compassionate to one another. What happened to being together? What happened being against the patriarchy? Why are you being mean about her ethnicity? Allegedly, why are you being mean about her ethnicity and the fact that she hums or stems? I think it's stemming. Why? This is Emmanuel Acho. Joy Taylor is a media personnel. Uh, okay, so this is Emmanuel Acho. This right here. Okay, cool. Emmanuel Acho. So let me give you background because I made a mistake on this one. So Emmanuel Acho is. One second. Let me see if I can find it. Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho. Let me see if I can find him. Is American. Okay. I might have to like just do it over here. He was a linebacker and he played for the Browns, the Eagles, the Giants, and the Eagles again. And he is what did he do? What is his thing? He was on Speak for Yourself. There you go. He was on Speak for Yourself. Okay, cool. There you go. Okay. Acho, who is not named as a defendant, appeared in Faraji's lawsuit after she claimed that Taylor was having sex with him in 2020 so that he could recommend her for a job or Speak for Yourself, a job she did end up getting per the suit. The two continued a sexual relationship through 2023. According to Faraji, she was asked by Human Resources if Acho and Taylor were having an affair. She said they were. After that, she faced perverse or personal repercussions from Taylor. The suit states Mr. Acho has always been respectful to Ms. Faraji and never threatened or hurt her. Oh, that's great. God bless. This is Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe accused both parties tonight of sleeping with the plaintiff. Angry Skip Bayless is sending him into jealous rays. He left undisputed in 2023, said this on Nightcap via awful announcement. Ain't got nothing to do with me, Sharpe said of the lawsuit on Sunday night's episode of Nightcap. Guys, the news of the day is absolutely this. What y'all want me to say? They ain't got nothing to do with me, so there's nothing to address. Sharpe continued. If you notice, everybody that's posted, they mention me. In the 42 pages, it don't mention nothing about Shannon Sharpe doing anything, but y'all want to get clicks, so y'all mention me. Marcellus, Wiley, Joy Taylor, Charlie Dixon allegations make a lot of sense.
That you look at everything with a different context, different hosts, different shows in this respect. What can they prove? Well, talking to Earl and talking to ex-husband, the wealth manager guy, former baseball player too, I hear. It can get real. You can prove this, especially if you have all these other witnesses who say and says that they know as well. Reason I can't go there is because, one, I wasn't in the bedroom with any of them, and two, listen to me, I never heard that Charlie Dixon and Joy Taylor were sleeping together. But upon hearing that, I'm not going to lie to y'all, it makes a lot of things make sense. It unlocks a lot for me. Sleeping with Emmanuel Acho, I've heard that before, multiple times. Recent as a week or two ago. Part of the reason it was suggested that they do a show together was because of these allegations in the lawsuit that they were sleeping together, conspiring to get that to go. Conspiring with Charlie, conspiring with Emmanuel Acho. Let's make this work. What is crazier is how they split apart, do different shows. You can say, well, Skip is fired, which is a part of this lawsuit as well. I mean, this is crazy. That's why I say I'm going to systematically break this thing down. They split apart different shows. Why did they go on different shows, they say? Relationship went sour. So the Acho to Joy Taylor, I've heard before. And like me, you know, I protect the guilty. I'm never going to be the first to the party. I'm never going to be the first to the party. But to speak the truth and not to put somebody in no bad light, I will have to do that. I am compelled to do that. And you can call me what you want. You can call me anything but a liar. That's fine. So you can prove this. And unlocking the piece of Charlie, let me just stay on that for a second, if true. Woo-wee! I'm looking at my history and I'm looking at the history of a lot of other talents on that network a lot differently. A lot differently. In a really bad way. Because like we said in that example, imagine if Charlie allegedly is sleeping with Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Acho, and there's somebody who's not sleeping with Joy Taylor. Let's just use me, all right? Because I've known Joy Taylor since she was born, basically, it felt like. I mean, I remember seeing her as an itty bitty around her brother, the homie Jason Taylor. We came out the same year in the same draft class, etc. So, known her since itty bitty status. Before this lawsuit, I couldn't make sense of nonsense. But that part right there, the allegation of Joy Taylor versus sleeping with Charlie Dixon and Emmanuel Acho versus an example like mine, unlocks a lot. We'll discuss that later. Let's get to Emmanuel Acho, my dog. Alleges he slept with his co-worker, Joy Taylor, which alludes to the conspiracy of her hosting a show and collateral damage that comes from that. Outside of that, she says he was respectful and a good guy at work. The craziest part about this is, you know, Emmanuel's reputation. I see you guys a lot of times when you saw me leave the network, and I never wanted it to be negative towards Acho. Like, you know, Acho was the reason I was let go. I never wanted that to be a reality or even a narrative or perception, but it went there. And a lot of you guys call him snake in the grass, etc. I see it. We don't lie on this show. There's something to what's done in dark will come to light. True or false in these allegations, things are looking different in complexion in terms of what happened at FS1 then and what was happening up to this lawsuit. And if you start to piece those moves together, like, oh, wait a minute. Out of nowhere, here comes Joy Taylor, who used to be a bartender and little to no experience, they say, in the lawsuit. This is all lawsuit, y'all. Don't be thinking I'm just going in on people. I read it. I know y'all didn't. That's why I got y'all. Turns into doing a lot more. And Emmanuel Acho, who comes from a 3-4 year playing career that he even says was a little below standard, a little subpar, but he becomes uncomfortable conversation guy, Oprah Winfrey guy, plugged media star. This is co-host a show with me, co-host a show with Joy, co-host a show now with another ensemble, does a Saturday show, does other shows, HBO Max, I've seen, etc. Interesting. I hear you, Cat Williams. Stop it. Stop. Not right now. I don't need another cat. Don't be calling me. Let's get to Charlie Dixon. Allegedly slept with Joy Taylor in exchange for promotions within Fox. Like, look, I could grease these roads if you holler at your boy. Pretty damning if true. Pretty damning if true, because you can now pinpoint how you elevated a former bartender, little to no experience, as it says in the lawsuit, to a star role working on the hit show Undisputed, when that was disputed by many people saying, really? On the Herd, and she speaks well of Collins. Noushin says Colin was professional, respectful. And now Speak. 2 versions of Speak Joy Taylor is hosting. They also said this was a long-standing pattern of behavior happened with Charlie Dixon. This ain't the first time. And he's iced out another talent by setting her up to fail on a show. Why I know this would get uglier? Because reading through that lawsuit, I can't prove everything. Like I said, some things I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know that Charlie Dixon and Joy Taylor allegedly were having sex together. But some of those things absolutely, positively were true, were factual, were actually said, even by the perpetrator. She accused somebody in that lawsuit, and then I know the people in the lawsuit, and I'm like, yeah, they told me that. And I never thought of it in this context because it was never unlocked until the allegations of, oh, this was all the way from the top. I was in the understanding that it was all just, host and host doing the most, talent and talent, showing who was more talented. Makeup artists and talent, same old, same old. Everywhere I've been, it's the same old, same old. But now, hearing that it may have started up top, whole different animal. You know how I feel right now, being real? I feel like this. I don't feel vindicated because I didn't step in this. But I know when I was accused, and I know when it was alleged about me, and I know that wherever I was in terms of who you thought I was, that 100% pure. Marcellus, he's 3-time Walter Payton Man of the Year candidate, and Marcellus in the community, a Project Transit, never does anything. He's so approachable. I know I didn't have 100% of you guys anymore. I was in the 90s, 80s maybe, probably 90s. Most people didn't believe it, but some do. Some did. Some probably still do. Just as a starting point, it's amazing that it took a 30-year-old lawsuit against me full of falseness to make me feel like I feel right now. Because if that was true to any degree, wouldn't you think that some big conspiracy, craziness, sex scandalicious place like FS1, somehow, some way I would have stepped in it. Got a little on my clothes, a little blood on me, right? Did not, because I am not. And that's where I'm going to start in terms of this. What's going to come from this? More names. Guarantee that. More names. More lawsuits, more names. Because unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't even want to say either way. I ain't picking no sides. What Noushin wrote, at least some of it, I know for fact is real. Take it from there. Go from there. All right. I want y'all to beat it up in the comments. What was the craziest part? What shocked you? What you didn't know or what you did know about these allegations? What can be proven? I want to know that. What do you think can be really proven, or are you like, dog, good luck with that one? I don't know. And in summation, just your response to it. I know y'all wasn't in the building, I was, but your response to it. Does this color how you look at these individuals? Golly, I know the answer. Does this make you look at them different? Golly. Why do accusations make you immediately think, yeah, you're guilty? It happened with me to a degree. But at the same time, I think mine is people not tripping. Why? Why do you think so? Break it down. Y'all looking at these people different or not? Now I'm stalling. I'm only stalling because y'all know what it is. This rap gonna be crazy. But I want you guys to support Project Transition first, right now. Just for the gangster of me even doing this video, knowing that I'm talking about people that I know, people that I rock with, and still had to do it, right? Y'all got to give me some love, and y'all got to log on to Project Transition. These are people I know professionally, personally, and I had to step properly, and I still did. So make sure you guys go to projecttransition.org at the bottom of that screen, log on to become a donor to help us educate and empower through experiences and exposure for excellence. Yes, like Latashika Williams. That's my sister with that hood ghetto name. Latashika. She couldn't even put apostrophe there right there. If that you look at everything with a different context, different hosts, different shows in this respect.
So let us continue. Marcellus Wiley, I think, got fired. Like, he was with ESPN, then he was on FS1, and now he's doing his own podcast, which is cool. But let's continue. While not currently named as defendants herein, Mark Silverman, president and COO of Fox Sports, and Eric Shanks, CEO and executive producer of Fox Sports, may become named defendants based upon discovery yet to be adduced in this action concerning their involvement with respect to Ms. Faraji's claims. On information and belief, Mr. Silverman and Mr. Shanks approved, were made privy to or should have been privy to all significant employment decisions and personnel related investigations related to misconduct and or harassment by Fox Sports executives and talent. Further, on information and belief, Mr. Silverman and Mr. Shanks, along with Fox's legal team, worked hard to protect perpetrators by forcing individuals who were witnesses to targets of misconduct and or harassment to sign non-disclosure agreements upon separation from employment. These are the three: Joey Taylor, Skip Bayless, and Charlie Dixon. This is Charlie Dixon. Lovely man. Womp womp. These are his 2 kids and his wife. This is his wife. This is, yeah. Not to be a bad person, but I can understand why he would pay Joy Taylor $1.5 million for sex. I would too if I was married to the Crypt Keeper. Holy fuck. I mean, she's cute, but she ain't no Joy Taylor cute. I can understand that. And again, if you're married, like I always say something, you work so hard to date, to propose, to do the marriage and everything. To death do you part. But the moment there's a hot new thing, a PYT, a pretty young thing, in your purview, all commitment goes out the window. Are your wife's pussies like loose? Do they have teeth? Do they not want to fuck you? Like, why risk all of this? Why risk divorce, alimony? Why risk any of that shit? Because the one thing I know from watching is a woman who is, when you fuck over a woman and you embarrass them, especially if it's something high profile like this, they'll get paid and they'll fuck you in money. Like, the justice system, for all intents and purposes, is the only thing that is a great equalizer to punish cheating men. You want to fuck around, you pay for that fuck up. For as long as alimony can continue. So I don't understand why you want to risk it. Like, be smart. Just don't get married. Or if you're all gonna get married, just get a prenup. And just be like, listen, if I fuck around, you don't get my money. You're not gonna use my money to punish me. No. Joy Taylor claim Charlie Dixon gave Joy Taylor the TV show Undisputed as reward for having sex with him. Both parties were married and having an affair while working at Fox Sports. In July 2016, it came as a surprise when Fox announced that Miss Taylor, who was a bartender and radio host in Miami with very little TV experience, would be a moderator of the new show in a sports debate program called Skip and Shannon's Undisputed with Shannon Sharpe. Skip later disclosed to Miss Faraji that he did not want Miss Taylor on the show, but Mr. Dixon was adamant that Miss Taylor should star. At first, Mr. Dixon arranged a dinner between Mr. Bayless and Miss Taylor, where she arrived in provocative clothing and acted in a provocative manner. When that did not change Mr. Bayless' opinion of Miss Taylor, Mr. Dixon asked him to approve of her as a favor to him. Reluctantly, Mr. Bayless agreed to do so as a favor to his friend. And yet, he didn't want her on the show, yet he was trying to give her $1.5 million to have sex, allegedly. Charlie Dixon gropes Faraji at the putting car on this video. January 4, 2017, at a birthday party for Joy Taylor, Charlie Dixon, while talking to Miss Faraji, moved his lower hand and started rubbing her body and grabbed her buttocks. Note that Charlie Dixon is currently having an affair with Joy Taylor at the time. While Faraji confided in Miss Taylor responded to get over it and explained that she herself only had her job because of Mr. Dixon, and that Miss Faraji only had her job because Miss Taylor requested her. Damn. Trying to guilt her into being accepting of sexual advancements. That's great. Take both away. Miss Faraji was terrified and then turned to her co-worker, Anonymous 1, to discuss the situation. Anonymous responded that Mr. Dixon was disgusting, that the entire situation was sick, but that it wasn't shocking given Fox's culture, and that Miss Faraji should remain quiet if she wanted to keep her job. As a single mother who needed the job to support her son, Miss Faraji had no choice but to remain silent. If that's true, that's crazy. Oh, you only had the job because I told him to give you the job, so you better, be in line? That's no. That's unacceptable. If true, that's unacceptable. Claim. Mr. Dixon got rid of a female talent member for refusing to have sex with him. 7 years into Faraji's tenure at Fox, a female talent member, Anonymous, hired her to do her hair at her house for an award show. Anonymous asked that Miss Faraji meet her for lunch first. There, Anonymous told Miss Faraji that she would no longer be with Fox, as Mr. Dixon told her that she would need to have sex with him if she wanted to renew her contract, but she had refused. Anonymous further conveyed that 1. Mr. Dixon was doing this to other women talent. 2. She should warn Miss Taylor to be careful. And 3. A talk show host had recently reported Mr. Dixon. Following the lunch, Mr. Faraji called Miss Taylor to convey what Anonymous had stated. Miss Taylor responded that no one gave a fuck about Anonymous or the talk show host who had reported Mr. Dixon. Mr. Faraji later observed that Miss Taylor's remarks appeared accurate, as no actions were taken to address the concern raised. Fear permeated the workplace as stories of mistreatment circulated. As one example, Mr. Dixon deliberately assigned a female talent member who had been harassed and reported it to a show set up to fail. When the show inevitably failed due to his sabotage, he used its failure as justification to terminate her employment. In another instance, a co-worker who frequently cried in the hallway due to relentless sexual harassment was fired just 1 week after reporting it. These repeated incidents. 1 second. Let us continue with it. Okay. They reported before it as atmosphere is speaking of seeing futile and injured. Okay. Claim Mr. Bayless began to give Mr. Faraji lingering hugs and kisses on the cheek while putting his body against hers and pressing against her breast. Mr. Bayless became requesting that Mr. Faraji give him a haircut once a week in the makeup room. Mr. Faraji did as she was told by Mr. Portini requested Miss Faraji to give haircuts to talent. Initially, during the haircuts, Mr. Bayless would discuss his life, his work at Fox, and other innocuous matters. However, soon after the weekly haircut started, Mr. Bayless began finding an excuse to touch Mr. Faraji. He would give lingering hugs after each haircut, putting his body against his own, pressing against her breast. Oh my God. He then began to kiss her on the cheeks. Miss Faraji was uncomfortable about the physical contact and would make excuses to leave right away after the haircuts, e.g., I need to pick up my son from school. In approximately summer 2017, while Miss Faraji was giving Mr. Bayless a haircut, he told her that she was voluptuous, as English is her second language and she was not familiar with the word. Miss Faraji asked what that meant. Mr. Bayless seemed amused and told her to figure it out. Oh God, please, I hope this is not true. Miss Faraji later asked a co-worker what the word meant and was mortified. Mr. Bayless then started being more aggressive and directing its advances. Miss Faraji continually declined, saying that she did not date at work and she is a single mom and needed her job. Miss Faraji was terrified and then turned to her co-worker to discuss the situation. The two decided that because Mr. Bayless was a powerful man and Fox protected powerful men, e.g. Mr. Dixon's actions were openly known but ignored it, it will only be to her detriment to report the issue. The two decided that Miss Faraji needed to be kind towards Mr. Bayless or risk her job. As a single mother who relied on her job to support her son, Faraji felt that she had no choice. So there are people within the company that told her, play ball or you're going to lose your job. Like, I can understand that if the victim started it on their own. But when you, as a victim, are allegedly turning to the company to help you with your situation, and everyone's telling you play ball or else you get fired, how are you supposed to go and feel safe at work? It will look very bad if, like, human resources had said that to her. But co-workers, like, if you ever watch sexual harassment videos on how to avoid workplace harassment, this is the type of thing that you avoid. Like, they tell you, you should speak to the supervisor. You should be, you should be supportive of the person. Tell them to go to human resources. They were telling this woman, "Hey, just play a ball or you get fired." And this is why workplace harassment videos are useless, because no one follows it. No one cares. Claim Mr. Faraji had her hours cut after going on medical leave. In approximately November 2017, Faraji heard her back at work, couldn't move for nearly 40 days, and received workers' compensation. In approximately December 2017, when Faraji returned from her leave, she was not provided her full-time schedule and learned from a coworker that Ms. Perotti had promised her shifts to someone else. Portini. Ms. Faraji called the union for help. The union informed her that Ms. Portini's actions would be illegal under the law. Ms. Faraji then called Human Resources to confirm that she was entitled to a pre-leave schedule. On January 5th, 2018, Ms. Portilli called Ms. Faraji into her office, where Faraji arrived. An individual from Human Resources was present, and Ms. Faraji was falsely explaining that Ms. Faraji did not want her full-time schedule. Ms. Faraji grew upset, explaining that she did want her full-time schedule, and further explained that Ms. Perottini had been treating her poorly for years. Ms. Faraji then had multiple meetings with Human Resources, where she explained that Ms. Perottini yelled at her, made fun of her, and bullied her. E.g., Ms. Perottini told Faraji that she did not like her and could fire her at any time. From Faraji's perspective, there was no resolution after these conversations, as she was never informed of any sort of conclusions or actions taken on Fox's report. And again, Human Resources was present. The Ms. Faraji had explained the situation, yet the superior was lying about this, and there seems to be a disconnect. There wasn't like any resolution to it. So again, what is the point of going through proper channels when nothing will get done, and they'll just take care of their own because they're powerful or they're in managerial positions? That's why it's just cheaper to, like, instead of like going through lawsuits or whatnot, just expose them and just destroy them to public opinion. When you present the evidence in public, the public opinion, yeah, you're not going to monetary stuff, but at least you're not going to be drained of your resources, and people make up their minds. And as a collective, they could just boycott the show, boycott the network. You know how people are these days. They'll find every little crumb to just get mad at something, cancel something, be in an uproar, be Karens, be whatever. But at least in this way, oh boy, she'll get either there'll be a settlement, or those who go to trial. Just there'll be an settlement. That way, people don't have to be embarrassed about. Other people don't have to be embarrassed about this. But it's like I said, like Marcellus Wiley said, it'll get worse before it gets better. Miss Faraji remains undisputed and is asked to also join the herd. 1 second. In approximately summer of 2018, Miss Taylor was moved from undisputed to the herd with Cal and Cowherd. Miss Taylor again requested Faraji to do her hair. Colin Cowherd, Mr. Cowherd, also requested Miss Faraji to do his hair. Thus, every day Faraji would do Mr. Bayless's hair for Undisputed, and they would do Miss Taylor and then Mr. Cowherd's hair for the herd. Throughout throughout her entire tenure at Fox, Cowherd was professional and respected Miss Faraji and her coworkers. Around this time, after learning of Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon's sexual relationship, Miss Taylor's then fiance broke up the engagement and turned to go public with all that he knew. On information and belief, Mr. Dixon paid for the wedding deposits in an informal exchange for a fiance's silence. Oh God. You're paying. He's like, yeah, I'll pay for your wedding, just don't say nothing in public. I'll give you your dream wedding, just let me just keep quiet that I am messing around with your fiance. We could be Eskimo brothers. He's paying the fiance to have the privilege of being an Eskimo brother, allegedly. Mr. Diaz racially and sexually harassed Faraji. On May 10th, 20... Oh, by the way, let me see how everyone's doing. Kanga, what's up, my guy? Dead Arm, Cal is here too. You know, it's a smorgasbord. Hell yeah, buddy. 1 second. Ah, fuck. Okay. On May 10, 2019, Bobby Diaz, Mr. Diaz, the individual who put the microphone on talent, mocked Faraji for her pronunciation of English words and sexualized the way she would eat food. Miss Faraji did not respond. She kept her eyes glued on the monitor playing Undisputed. Miss Perotti was present. Perottini was present and didn't do anything. Oh God. On information and behalf and belief, Mr. Diaz openly gropes, harasses, and is inappropriate with women at Fox. On information and belief, Mr. Diaz has not been fired, reportedly due to his role in supplying cocaine to numerous Fox employees and talent, even after an incident where he removed his Spanish on live camera. On information and belief, in December 2024, after Ms. Faraji sent notice of this pending lawsuit to Fox, Mr. Diaz made a mockery of his discussions with human resources regarding his interactions with Faraji. He told various employees that Ms. Faraji was stupid. They finally say that despite being told not to speak about his discussions with human resources, he did not care, saying, "Who gives a shit?" He further boasted that he would never be fired. The fact that in the lawsuit they mentioned that this person supplied drugs to employees and talent, this could open another thing to another discovery about who was supplying drugs. Miss Taylor used her sexuality to get on the show. In approximately February 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Faraji arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho, Mr. Acho. Miss Faraji did not know Mr. Acho, but could tell the two were romantically involved. A few months after meeting Mr. Acho at lunch, Miss Faraji noticed that him in the hallway while at work. Miss Faraji asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Acho also worked at Fox. Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Osho to eventually recommend her on the show Speak for Yourself. Ms. Faraji became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Ocho at the same time.
Yes.
As Mr. Dixon is a powerful man that may become very angry. Ms. Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plans to tell the company that he forced himself on her. She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other women tell him. In approximately September 22, Miss Taylor started work on Speak. Miss Faraji targeted for her ethnicity. In approximately 2020, Jane Doe, Miss M, an employee at Fox, began demonstrating erratic behavior. One night at an informal dinner at Marcellus Steakhouse, she grew irrationally enraged at Miss Faraji and screamed, "F you, you Persian bee." The dinner ended and Miss M broke a glass and threatened to harm herself. Lord. Following the dinner, Miss Faraji's co-worker, Anonymous, who is black, reported the incident to Human Resources, explaining that she would not be okay with someone calling her a black bee.
Alright, guys.
Anonymous also had Miss Faraji report the incident to Miss Peritini. Despite these reports supposedly being anonymous, Miss M learned of the reports and became increasingly unstable towards Miss Faraji. Every single morning, Miss M would scream and throw things at Miss Faraji. Approximately 6 months later, Miss Faraji told Human Resources that she believed her life was in danger. Human Resources responded that Miss Faraji should just leave the workplace when Miss M was having an episode. After approximately a year and a half, Miss M was fired. Miss M's ex-boyfriend and producer at Fox shared that Human Resources gave Miss M a large amount of money in severance. Miss Faraji wondered why Fox rewarded her bully with money. Human Resources eventually apologized to Miss Faraji, explaining that they did not have experience with mental issues. Wait, what? Human Resources eventually apologized to Miss Faraji, explaining that they did not have experience with mental health issues. Human Resources offered Miss Faraji free therapy. Wait. The whole point of human resources is to help delegate problems within the workplace. Like, if there's an issue, like, in a way, you should be able to learn about mental health issues. You should be able to help mitigate mental health issues. The fact that you don't know anything about mental health issues, very alarming. Like, what type of human resources does Fox have? Fox Sports have, excuse me. Because, like, again, how can you go and ask for help in the company when the company doesn't want to help you and, in a way, rewards people for making fun of you and bullying you? Ms. Faraji declined the free therapy, but began seeing an independent therapist once a week to discuss her life at Fox. Ms. Faraji continues to see the same therapist today. Ms. Faraji believes she has cancer, conveyed this to Mr. Bayless in an attempt to stop her advances, only to have him offer $1.5 million to have sex. Over the years, Mr. Bayless continued to make advances on Ms. Faraji, lingering hugs, kisses, and inappropriate comments that he could change her life if she acquiesced to having sex. Ms. Faraji would always make excuses regarding her son, politely changing the subject or make a joke, anything to keep Mr. Bayless appeased and her job safe. In July 2021, Ms. Faraji developed issues with her left ovary and was advised it could be cancer. With a fourth biopsy scheduled, she explained her situation to Mr. Bayless, hoping that he would take pity on her and cease his advances. Instead, Mr. Bayless told her that he wanted to be with her. Miss Faraji panicked and began rambling that they were cameras everywhere, that she had a child, and then she doesn't want him. Mr. Bayless then grabbed her hands, began kissing them, and offered her $1.5 million to have sex. Miss Faraji made an excuse to leave. So, the hairdresser is telling you that she has a health scare, she might die, and the reaction is kissing her hands and saying, "Please be with me," and pay for her to be with him. Why? What? Like okay. Approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless made another advance at Miss Faraji. Miss Faraji responded, "Skip, stop. You have a wife." Mr. Bayless responded, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 or 4 wives?" Miss Faraji responded that her father was dead, and when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made an excuse to leave. Miss Faraji's job was threatened because she didn't sleep with Mr. Bayless. On October 12, 2022, Mr. Bayless texted Miss Faraji, "I'm good today." The text meant that he would not be coming in for hair or makeup. On April 13th, 2022, Mr. Bayless texted Miss Faraji, "Not comfortable coming down there, just do what you need to do, it's okay." Miss Faraji asked him what was wrong. He replied, "Same stuff, worse." Miss Faraji, concerned about her own job, walked to Mr. Bayless's friend room to see if everything was okay. Mr. Bayless answered the door, and before Miss Faraji could speak, he began to angrily accuse Miss Faraji of fucking Mr. Sharpe. Miss Faraji tried to explain that he did not have any feelings towards Mr. Sharpe and never slept with him or any other talent or employee at Fox. But before she could speak, Mr. Bayless demanded she come to his car after the show. Miss Faraji responded that he could not come sit in his car as it was inappropriate. Mr. Bayless grew irate and then left. On April 14, 2022, Mr. Bayless texted Faraji, if you're distracted tomorrow, I'll wait till Monday. I cannot keep doing this." Miss Faraji told him that she was very confused. Mr. Bayless responded, "Trust me, I'm far from confused." Faraji then explained over text that she is not sleeping with Mr. Sharpe. Mrs. Bayless did not respond. On April 15th, Mr. Bayless texted Faraji, "Do you still want to do the haircut or just move on?" Miss Faraji asked that she doesn't want to move on from her job and that she will continue doing his hair. On April 16, 2022, Mr. Bayless called Miss Faraji. Miss Faraji did not answer the call because she was scared. She then called him back 10 minutes later. On the call, Mr. Bayless again angrily accused Miss Faraji of fucking Mr. Sharpe and said that he could tell from her body language that she was fucking him. Faraji tried to explain that she was kind to all talent and that included laughing and engaging in conversation. Miss Faraji then asked if he was yelling at her because she refused to go to his car. Mr. Bayless answered that she shouldn't talk to him like that. Miss Faraji replied that she could respond however she wanted. Mr. Bayless then angrily stated that he heard her talk to Mr. Sharpe about her vagina, okay? Miss Faraji knew that this would be untrue, was embarrassed and angry. Miss Faraji responded that even if she had been dating Mr. Sharpe, well, she wasn't, it shouldn't matter at all because she only had a professional relationship with Mr. Bayless. I think this is one of the reasons why Shannon Sharpe and Mr. Bayless, Skip was not working. Did not work out. Because I figured Skip and Shannon had a disagreement on set. They caused Shannon to leave, and then Skip had to go and get other talent to fill Shannon's shoes, but the ratings died out and whatnot, right? But I think there was deeper rot in our relationship, but he was just assuming stuff without any evidence. These two together. Okay. Uh, but yeah, it's really bad risk. Like really, really bad risk. Okay. Miss Faraji's job is threatened because she doesn't sleep with Bayless continued. On April 17, 2022, Miss Faraji arrived in the makeup room approximately 12 feet times 30, containing 3 makeup and hair sections. Turning on the recording device, put it on the table, and waited for Miss Bayless to arrive. In the meantime, two of Miss Faraji's co-workers who were privy to Miss Bayless' actions went to other Taylor members' rooms adjacent to the makeup room to listen to the conversation. Miss Bayless then arrived in the makeup room for Miss Faraji to cut hair in accordance with his regular schedule. Mr. Bayless knew that the makeup room was always recording, clearly states this room is being bugged. During the conversation, Bayless stated he would hate for her to lose her job, but she can't be doing a big thing with my arch rival. He responded by reiterating that being polite to Mr. Sharpe is part of her job. Mr. Bayless responded, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on you. Mr. Bayless then warned that he doesn't want her to lose her job over this. Miss Faraji responded that she wasn't going to lose her job because she's a great hairdresser. Mr. Bayless responded, I have love for you, and I have for 6 years, and you hurt me. You're ruining this. So she's ruining it by not taking your money and wanting to sleep with you, even though you're married, you're a Christian, you believe in God and everything, and yet you want to throw that all away for her. And she's ruining it. Okay. Gaslighting, right. Okay. Miss Faraji responded that she must be polite to her talent. Mr. Bayless then implied that if he stopped requesting her, it would affect her job. Miss Faraji responded that she is scheduled to work every morning at 5:45 a.m. and if he would like to get her chair done, he is welcome to sit in her chair. Mr. Bayless continued to threaten her job. Miss Faraji knew that he was trying to pressure her into having sex with him, but she kept repeating that she was a professional that had to be kind to all talent. April 21st, 2022. Mr. Bayless asked if Faraji would come to his home to color his hair, a side job that Miss Faraji previously would partake in when Bayless' wife was home. On this occasion, with her therapist's help, she forgave she would no longer be going to his home. The following week, Mr. Bayless arrived in the makeup room as if the conversation never happened, but Miss Faraji remained on edge. Miss Faraji had worsening nightmares regarding the incidents that took place with Mr. Bayless. Mr. Faraji's therapist stated using eye movement desensitization and reprocessors to talk through interactions with Mr. Bayless. Mr. Faraji is targeted because of her ethnicity and disability. In October 2021, Mr. Faraji's relationship with Miss Taylor ended. Miss Taylor then began insulting Miss Faraji on a personal and professional level. In early June 2023, the treatment reached a breaking point. As Miss Taylor began openly mocking Miss Faraji's English, exclaiming that she could not understand Miss Faraji's accent, and complaining about Miss Faraji's humming, an involuntary subconscious coping mechanism for her diagnosed PTSD. Miss Taylor then began stating that she needs a black hairstylist. You're biracial. Why are you making this about race? Holy fuck. Okay. Miss Faraji and her co-workers who noticed the harsh interactions hoped that Fox could see through the facade, and Miss Faraji has been doing Miss Taylor's hair for approximately 7 years at Miss Taylor's own request without any complaint and had been working on textured hair for decades. She was hired to do the hairstyles of over 10 black background dancers in CeeLo's Miseria FU. Miss Faraji's June 1st, 2023 diary entry states, She's been acting like because I'm not black, I'm stupid. She keeps saying black girls' hair should be done like this and not how you do it. I've been doing her hair for 7 years. She keeps making me feel that my English is not good. She keeps making comments like, oh, white girls are dumb. On June 14, 2023, Miss Faraji reported the incident to Miss Peratini. Miss Faraji's June 14, 2023 diary states, by now it has been 7 days that the company knows about this racism and discrimination towards me. I told my boss Gina and I told Cindy all about it. On June 16th, Miss Perotti pulled Miss Faraji into her office and asked if she wants to speak. Miss Faraji explained that she wanted to work. Miss Peratini told Miss Faraji that she should just leave the room when Miss Taylor was acting out. Miss Faraji noticed that this was a pattern. When Miss M bullied Miss Faraji, Human Resources told her to leave the room. Now when Miss Taylor is bullied, Miss Faraji, Miss Porter again told her to leave the room. Miss Faraji, June 16, 2023 diary entry states, I'm very disappointed of how Fox operates racism and bullying instead of getting rid of the bully. They want to get rid of the victim. Wow. Yeah, because, well, like, they would rather replace a hairdresser than replace talent, even though Mr. Dixon's former, the one that he replaced got kicked up for sexual harassment, I think, but they had to do it kicking and screaming. It wasn't like they did it voluntarily. It wasn't as if they were doing it as a right thing. They did it because they didn't want no backlash. And again, it's sad to see workplace harassment being okayed by higher ups. Mr. Faraji, okay, so on June 21st, 2023, Miss Portantini called Miss Faraji in her office. Miss Portantini explained that while Miss Faraji should still go in every morning except for hair, Miss Taylor no longer needed her as a hairstylist. Miss Portelli explained that Miss Faraji was to work from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then go home. When Miss Faraji asked about touch-ups, Miss Portelli stated that she had spoken to all talent on the show and no one needed touch-ups. Miss Faraji then asked if she did something wrong. Miss Portelli responded, you remind me of my dog, and when I take my dog out, he barks at bigger dogs. That's like you. Miss Faraji left the room, cried. To call someone a dog is one of the most offensive insults in Persian culture. This is getting worse and allegedly this is getting worse and worse. Miss Portelli then hired two new black hairstylists to work from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. As Miss Taylor is very picky with her hair, she did not like the work of the two black hairstylists and asked a co-worker who is a Latina woman to do her hair 5 days a week. The co-worker declined. Again, the person that you bullied for disability and racism knows about your dirt. And again, when people are at their breaking point, they will spill tea, and then you'll be shocked. What happened? On July 4th, 21 and 24, July 4th, 21st and 24th, 2023, different talent members asked Miss Faraji why she was no longer providing touch-ups on speed. The third time they asked her, Miss Faraji explained that because talent had indicated they did not need touch-ups and she was no longer available for touch-ups. The talent members were shocked and said they needed touch-ups on speed. as Miss Faraji did not feel it was professional to mention her conversation with Miss Portilli. She explained that there must have been a misunderstanding. Miss Faraji informed employer relations. Miss Faraji became concerned for her job, and this was a common tactic employed by Fox in retaliating against a witness or a target. Fox systematically reduces work schedules and ultimately terminates employment by removing an individual from a schedule entirely using fabricated business necessities as pretext. Ms. Faraji participated in an internal investigation only to be singled out, taken off speak, and then accused of having sex with Mr. Bayless. So we have, hold on. In July 23, like, so far this is becoming insane. So far this is going crazy, bro. Like, it seems like the whole company is going after this one little hairdresser, and all she wanted was just to be taken seriously and be treated with respect. In mid-July 2023, Anna Drunkard, Fox's sports vice president of employee relations, asked Faraji for a meeting. At the meeting, Miss Drunkard asked if Miss Taylor was having a sexual relationship with Mr. Acho. Miss Faraji admitted that the two were in a sexual relationship. Miss Faraji shared this information because she didn't think it was a big deal. E.g., Miss Taylor and Acho had similar amounts of power at the time, and because she didn't think Miss Taylor or Mr. Acho would physically harm her or for providing this information, i.e., Mr. Acho always been respectful to Miss Faraji and never threatened or hurt her. On July 31st, 2023, Kelsey Doe of Employee Relations asked Miss Faraji for a meeting. At the meeting, Miss Doe told Miss Faraji that there had been complaints of her humming. Miss Faraji explained that her humming is an involuntarily subconscious coping mechanism for a diagnosed PTSD, and that everyone at Fox knew she hummed. Miss Faraji further explained that she has been humming since she was a child, has been humming her entire tenure at Fox. Her humming was exacerbated in stressful situations, although she hates it and wants it to stop. She doesn't even realize when she's humming. Miss Faraji further explained if anyone was not complaining, they were only doing so to hurt and embarrass her. See? Like, I don't know what, hold on. It's humming. Like, you know what I'm saying? It bothers. People will find any little thing to belittle.
Yeah, thank you for the sub. This robbery. Oh. What's pocket?
Kia Cot donated $50 for all the reading.
Well, Kia Cat with the 50 big ones. Thank you, Kia Cat. You fucking hero. Let's go, baby. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing to have to have the fact that something you used to cope because of your PTSD has been brought up and people are bothered by it. It's humming. It's not like you're being Tourette's all of a sudden. But people will find any way, shape, or form to belittle, to demean, to tear down your character when you have become a liability. Miss Doe thanked Miss Faraji for the information, abruptly changed the conversation, and quickly asked whether she had made public comments regarding Mr. Dixon and Miss Taylor having sex. Miss Faraji became very scared as Mr. Dixon had previously assaulted her and Miss Taylor and warned her that he would fire her if she said anything, and responded that while everyone in the company knew about their relationship, she did not have any information and did not want to comment about it. Rizzo then tried to end the conversation and asked if Ms. Faraji had any questions. Ms. Faraji then began crying and asked why such a swift investigation took place regarding her harm, but no one cared about Miss M's threatening to kill her, others mocking her English. Miss Faraji then explained that all she wants is a safe, normal working environment, but everyone mistreats her because there's no consequences for them. While she focuses on them mocking her English, she was thinking of her interactions with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Bayless. The fact that you start to cry, that's the emotional damage fee is going to be way high, my guy. Way high. Oh, fuck. Oh, it has to be like $20 million at this point. Not 1.5, not million, no. You gotta give this woman like at least $50 million to take care of them kids, to take care of her rent. Like, she's not gonna work anywhere else ever again. There's no way she's gonna work anywhere else. Unless she has her own shop and whatnot. She won't be working anywhere near Hollywood. So you might as well pay her in enough for her kids, for herself. Maybe open a little boutique shop. Which she could be her own person, maybe. But this is crazy amounts of emotional damage. You crying? You literally broke down and cried because you are so much in pain. If this is real, they're fucked. Oh, people are fucked. On August 3rd, 2022, Ms. Portilli, hold on. Told approximately 8 of Mr. Faraji's co-workers not to associate with Mr. Faraji, but she has a pending case with Human Resources. Wow. Just getting people like going against them. That's really smart. Ms. Faraji was confused as, from her perspective, she did not have a pending case with Human Resources. Employee Relations had only called her in to answer questions regarding Ms. Taylor. On August 9, 2023, Ms. Portilli told Ms. Faraji that her services were firstly no longer needed on Speak. Ms. Faraji's diary entry for that day stated that they are only taking me off the show because I reported Joy. After I reported that they took me off the show, this must be illegal. August 21st, 2023, Kim Beavis, Fox Sports' Executive Vice President of Human Resources Business Operations, and Ms. Drucker asked Mr. Bayless for a meeting. When Mr. Bayless arrived, Ms. Beavis and Drucker told Mr. Bayless not to worry and that his job was safe. The two of them started interrogating him on whether he had a romantic relationship with Ms. Faraji and whether she had offered him sex. When Mr. Bayless responded truthfully that she never offered him sex, they again told him not to worry and that the job was safe. Heavily implied they wanted him to say otherwise. Oh, God. Over fucking hairdresser. Allegedly, you guys are trying to impress the old man to lie. Oh, God. This circular conversation took place for approximately 20 minutes. Following the meeting, Mr. Dixon called Mr. Bayless and asked him why didn't he just lie. Mr. Bayless responded, he cares about Miss Faraji. Mr. Dixon responded, who cares? I can get a better looking hairstylist. Oh, God. He's not making any help for him. He's not helping himself. Oh, God. The investigation is indicative of the role of human resources and employee relations as a protector of abusers and wrongdoers. Inexplicably, Fox has allowed human resources and employee relations to be personally intermingled with other departments and high-level decision makers to their own benefit. For example, Avi's Tajani, Mr. Tajani, was promoted from human resources to a producer after he turned a blind eye to various allegations. So after his promotion, Mr. Faraji noticed that he was at Fox early in the morning. Ms. Faraji asked him why he was in so early, and he responded that he was not producing the show because our great boss, Charlie Dixon, who has the power to do it, has made me a producer. Ms. Faraji, yes, that's all you need. A powerful man, you don't need experience. Mr. Tajini pompously responded, yes, that's correct. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. I wonder if he did sucky sucky. In late August 2023, Mr. Bayless learned that Mr. Sharpe and Ms. Faraji had never been involved romantically. Subsequently, Mr. Bayless pulled Ms. Faraji aside for a conversation. During this conversation, Mr. Bayless apologized for accusing her of having sex with Mr. Sharpe, disclosed details regarding his August 21, 2023 meeting with Human Resources, and further disclosed that Mr. Dixon wanted Ms. Faraji fired because she knew too much and was talking. Mr. Bayless also disclosed that he believed Mr. Dixon kept his wife on Fox's payroll to keep us silent about his affairs with Fox employees. So he's using company funds to keep his legal bitch quiet so he can fuck his other bitch. Oh my god. Allegedly. That's how the fuck is this company so rotten to the core? Holy shit. I feel bad for the good people that are on Fox Sports or FS1 that don't fuck around. God damn. Okay. Mr. Bell asked Ms. Faraji out to dinner to continue the conversation, but Faraji declined, saying that she cannot do anything that's even give an inference of a non-work relationship because she wants to keep her job. Good on her. On October 18, 2022, Mr. Bayless told Ms. Faraji that Mr. Dixon was continuing to push him to ask for a different hairstylist, but Mr. Bayless refused. Mr. Faraji's diary entry for that day states, I feel desperate. I don't know how to save my job. Charlie is the big boss, and I'm just a hairstylist with no power. Skip says that Joy is telling Charlie to get rid of me. That's crazy. Must be pillow talk. On October 20, 2023, Mr. Bayless told Ms. Faraji that Mr. Dixon had threatened his job because he continued to request Ms. Faraji, saying that he would rather have another pretty girl undisputed over Mr. Bayless anyway. On December 21st, 2023, Mr. Bayless told Faraji he still loves her and confided that Mr. Dixon was the one who told him that Ms. Faraji was sleeping with Mr. Sharpe. Mr. Bayless then again tried to have sex with Ms. Faraji. Ms. Faraji's diary entry for that day states, I said, Skip, I'm only interested in working with you and having a friendship relationship with you, and nothing else. He said that you have no idea you're losing everything. I don't know what he means by that. I hope he doesn't take me off the show. It makes me sick to my stomach. It's really hard for me to work like this. I hope God helps me because Fox is appointing people like Charlie. I hope God helps me because the company I work with don't give a fuck about me. Damn. On December 17, 2023, one of Ms. Faraji's co-workers was definitely taken off schedule after she took offense to bullying and racist comments made by a Fox NFL host. Over the next few months, Ms. Faraji may have known amongst the department that if needed, she would speak out on her co-worker's behalf. Ms. Portilli responded, if it's so hard for you here, why don't you quit? Ms. Portilli also laid comment I don't regret anything I did to coworker or different coworker. This was a special growth as she knew one of the coworkers had tried to commit suicide. Oh God. This became the 2025 version of the Blizzard fiasco. Blizzard Entertainment, I think, where they bullied someone into. I believe, if I got correctly, they had. Let me see if I could pull it up. Blizzard Entertainment suicide. Here you go. Let me see if they allow me to. So, this similarly what happened. Activision Blizzard, the embattled gaming giant that Microsoft recently agreed to buy for nearly $69 billion, is being sued by a family of an employee who died by suicide. Their family blamed the woman's death for sexual harassment, claiming that the supervisor then lied to detectives about his relationship with her, according to the copy of a complaint. The complaint dated Thursday, filed by parents of Carrie Moynihan, a 32-year-old finance manager at Activision Blizzard, when she was found dead during a company retreat in 2017, claimed that sexual harassment was a significant factor to her death. Yeah, so Activision had caused this woman to commit suicide because of sexual harassment. It feels like you get to that point. And then there was literally a co-worker that one of the superiors knew that tried to commit suicide, and she said she don't care. I don't. They're equally worse. Equally. On approximately June 24, 2024, a talent member disclosed to Miss Faraji that Undisputed was going to be canceled and that Mr. Bayless was going to be fired. Miss Faraji grew internally anxious that Mr. Dixon was trying to get her fired. Later that week on Monday, Miss Faraji gave Mr. Bayless a haircut. During the haircut, Mr. Bayless told her about a new opportunity that he was expecting outside Fox. Miss Faraji asked if he would still be coming back to Undisputed, and he replied, "Of course." Mr. Bayless then told Miss Faraji that he fantasized about having sex with her, and asked how much money it would take for her to have sex with him. Miss Faraji said that she already refused $1.5 million, that her answer wasn't going to change. Mr. Bayless replied, "The more you say no, the more I want you." First, he was trying to be a good guy, trying to not lie on the hairstylist, Miss Faraji. He was a good guy for telling her about what happened with the meeting with Dixon and the other superiors. But now, as he's about to get fired, it's like, listen, the more you resist, the more I want you. August 2nd, 2024, Undisputed was canceled. Mr. Bayless was fired, and Miss Faraji was taken off schedule. Miss Portilli told Miss Faraji that there was no longer a need for him. That same day, Mr. Bayless asked Miss Faraji to walk him to his car. On his way out, Miss Faraji felt that she had no choice but to walk him to his car. Once at his car, they noticed Mr. Dixon in the parking lot, looking at them. Mr. Bayless told Miss Faraji, "Fuck Charlie. If you want to shoot him, go for it. Fuck him. Charlie isn't going to sleep tonight. He's got what I'm going to tell you. Fuck him." That same day, Miss Faraji reached out to Fox, asked why she was taking off schedule, explaining that although Undisputed had been canceled, she had worked under her for 5 years. Speak for 1 year, and talent continued to request her. Fox didn't provide substantive response, but say they will investigate the issue. So as one time's car, they noticed Mr. Dixon look at them. Miss Bears told me, "Fuck Charlie. If you want to shoot him, go for it. Fuck him." Damn. On August 5th, Miss Faraji was asked to give Mr. Silverman a haircut in the same manner she's been doing so for the past 7 years. Miss Faraji then reached out to Fox to ask what she should do, as she did not want to let Mr. Silverman down. The next day, Fox again did not provide such substantive response, but said they'll continue to investigate the issue. On August 8th, after finishing the investigation, Fox was finally able to muster the following pre-contextual reason for firing Miss Faraji: that they can only afford to have one hairdresser work on all 3 shows, a new morning show, Speaking Undisputed. Miss Faraji's fears actualized as she realized that she had become the target. Fox systematically reduced her work schedule, ultimately terminating her employment by removing her from the schedule entirely, using fabricated business necessities as pretext. Guided by its attorneys, Fox then implemented the revised schedule, assigned a single hairdresser to cover all 3 sets for approximately 3 months. Once Fox believed it had sufficiently justified its actions from legal standpoint, they reverted to their long-standing schedule arrangement, which included one hair and makeup professional in the morning and another set in the afternoon, and the same arrangement that had been in place for years during Ms. Faraji's tenure. In addition, Fox employed a barber to work exclusively on the new morning show. Wow. So they cited budget cuts. They figured, let's do this until we could be in the clear, and then we could do our bullshit again. Damn. Yeah.
That's what I have to deal with, people. Like, just, I'm over here focused on the show, and, you know, just, I don't know what exactly she's doing.
Listen, somebody has to look good around here, okay?
Slick, you see that shade she threw at you, bro? Because you weren't talking to me.
That was everyone.
That's what I have to deal with, people. Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So
Yeah, I know it's hard when you got her bent over backwards on the kitchen counter, bathtub, your car. I wouldn't be surprised you fucked her in that car. There was a joke with this video saying that he fucked her, and then he jumped in the car to defend Joy after personal clarity. Yeah, this does not help anything at all. Oh yeah, she's opinionated. She does all this stuff. Yeah. You and the big boy was fucking her. I wouldn't be surprised you guys spit roasted her as a company exercise. So folks, what did we learn today? Ew, why is it not? One second. Why isn't it going? Okay. One second. Perfect. Anyways, so like I said, we have come to this whole thing where you can't trust companies anymore. One second. Trying to fix this. Anyways. But in any case, what we have here, guys, is a bunch of foolishness. Yeah, Fox doesn't have that good track record of stuff. Like, I'm trying to, like... Why is it not going? Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to get this to go, but it's not. Why is it stuck? But it like I said, it just goes to show you that, you know, no matter what, you're gonna have people. You're gonna have folks not trust a company. You're not going to have, you know, you can't. It's impossible. And unfortunately, this hairdresser got. This hairdresser is not going to be She has to go through the ringer. She has to go to court. It may be settled, and we'll see how it goes. Cause I hope for cause I hope for her sake she could I hope she gets a big chunk of change. Cause that's not cause that's not good at all. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if they sell or not. But like I said, thank you, Kia, for the donations. Thank you, everyone, for coming by. Just please like, share, subscribe, share with everyone, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next